because sellers are having to give some stuff now. It's not 100%, oh my God, I can squeeze the living tar out of a buyer anymore.
And I think we still have sellers who are pricing like 6-9 months ago when you really need to be pricing for right now.
This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
So we're going to give you real stuff. Aldo brought real data for us, and I want to talk about that. Well, let's start with what's happening right now. Give us a quick synopsis of what's going on in the market, what you're seeing out there, Aldo.
The quick 30-second overview of it was, that our median home sales price is about $490,000. It's up about 1% from a year ago. We sold about 2,300 homes in June, which was more than 18% from May. So that was a great increase in stepping up. People are getting active out there. But at the same time, we still have an inventory of about 7,100 homes that are on the market that are ready for buyers to go out there and take a look. So
yeah, I mean, so it's and then so some people ask
more homes on the market than last year.
Yes,
still more homes,
right?
More options,
right?
So
more options.
to look at it.
More choices for buyers right now than there had been. You guys have heard me talk about this week after week. I talk about the idea that we had a seller's market here in Southern Nevada for like 6 years, and now I think it's kind of a balanced market, but it feels buyer because sellers are having to give some stuff now. It's not 100%. Oh my God, I can squeeze the living tar out of a buyer anymore.
And I think we still have sellers who are pricing like 6-9 months ago when you really need to be pricing for right now.
Yep. Is that what you're seeing too, Aldo?
I see a little bit of that as well, but I also see that if a seller brings a great property to market, like some of the stats are saying, they're lasting less than 30 days. So 58% of homes actually were on the market for less than 30 days, right?
Yeah.
So that's telling us that that there's been a definite shift. So the old fixer-upper that people were willing to invest and put money into a home and fix it to the way that they like it, they no longer have the resources to accomplish that. So they're purchasing a home and they're all in.
Yeah.
So they need to find the best home that they possibly can out there. So the more key turn a seller can provide a home to a buyer, the quicker it's going to sell.
Yeah, fixer-upper is not appealing only to investors right now.
Yeah, and I think that's a generational thing too. I believe that the younger people generally don't like to have to do any work. They want turnkey.
Like to have to do anything.
Well, I mean, I mean, we can say that because we're of a different generation, and we can make fun of them because
we can.
Hey, there's no one here to refute it.
Exactly.
So I would say that that's been a trend I've seen for a while, but I think it's more. I think Aldo's right. It's more so now than ever, maybe, in the sense that people are looking for value, and they perceive the value to be something that's already done,
and they don't have the extra money to do those fixer-uppers.
Right. Yeah. So they just don't have it. So so median sale price of single family homes, $490. I have about the same number on my data points, but I'd rarely talk about the price of condos and townhomes. What's going on with condos and townhomes right now, Aldo?
So it's sitting, right now the median price is at about $292,000.
Okay.
So that's down about 4.3% from where it was in June of last year. We sold about 500 units, 521, and then there's about 2,600 that are still out there that are available without offers.
So that price is down 4% from a year ago, which to me that's an indication of kind of the direction of the market. At that price point, you're seeing to come down even a little bit more. That's an indicator of what's happening.
We just got, and I didn't read it, but I just got some news about some new condo financing rules too.
Yeah, they're getting a little tougher on HOAs.
Are they?
Yeah, the Fannie and Freddie, FHFA, they're getting tougher on condo approvals. And you know what? It doesn't impact us here in Nevada so much.
Being able to get a mortgage for a condo.
A mortgage,
That's
right.
what you're talking about. Okay.
It's not as impactful here in Nevada because we're so tough on HOAs already. HOAs are so well regulated here, and they're all pretty much financially sound because they have to generate reports constantly. In other states, that's not the case, and I think that's their concern.
I think of it because 44% are still selling under 30 days, right? So those are the ones that are FHA financeable.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem with condos is that they have to meet the requirements for FHA financing.
Yep.
And since most of the financing is median pricing, we said this before while we were off the air, they were talking about the median income of a resident of Las Vegas. That's 500 is the max that they
threshold,
can afford.
Yeah.
Right. So they have to stay in FHA financing.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that makes sense. I mean, they're looking, and they're so rate conscious, which I understand because we're so excited about 3 and 2 and 3.5%. But right now we're dealing with 6.5 and 7. And it just feels like it's an outrageous mortgage rate. But truth be told, it's the median, historical median of mortgage rates. It's right there where it normally is.
I bought my first house, it was 10.5% interest.
Right.
You know, back in the 90s. I bought my second house, it was 8% interest.
Right.
Wow.
And then I bought this house, the one that I'm in now. When I originally bought it, was at 6% interest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
This-
So
Yeah. But we got spoiled.
Yeah.
We were spoiled.
Yeah.
No
it's a
doubt.
generational opportunity, right? So it
Yep.
doesn't always swing around as often as you would like it to.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the reality is that the buyers that are sitting on the fence waiting for interest rates to go down, you're going to miss out on the opportunity to purchase a home, because the one thing that is happening is that we're seeing every year the prices are continuing to go up.
Right.
Yeah.
And there is so much equity in the home ownership that's out there right now that those that are waiting for the next, colossal, recession to hit again, just the numbers aren't there to support it.
Right.
Right.
Well, and I think was it Chris Kelly that does it?
Chris Kelly. Yeah.
Yeah, our
Mhm.
CEO.
So he did. I listened to something he was on, and he was saying, young people, it really depends on when you buy your first house.
Yep.
As far as that equity and that generational wealth. So if you're able, as soon as you're able, he's like, you need to do it.
Yeah.
Because
And that's the
somebody
struggle.
who's 70 years old buying their first house, they're not going to benefit from all that equity.
Right.
I think what happens, and this is only because I got a couple of them at home, but or I got one at home, and one at son, is that the youth is used to the amenities that they have in their parents' home.
Oh yeah.
And making the adjustment to what they can afford.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, heck, I'll just stay put until I can afford it.
Yeah.
Where they should actually make the investment now,
Right.
right? Because that's going to bill and compile rather than waiting for it.
Right.
Because the more they wait, the further away they're going to be from it.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Real estate's always best as a long-term play. And the
Right.
sooner you can start, the better off you're going to be. It just makes perfect sense. It's just simple logic. But I also think that what happens for those younger people is they're seeing on social media, there's so many mavens and so many talking heads saying, hey, renting's a whole lot better. You should be renting.
Yeah, it's cheaper to rent.
It's
Yeah.
never.
And it's not. I mean,
don't have all the headaches
you're
of-
not building anything for your future with rent. Now they say, okay, spend less on rent, invest. Yeah, but that's not happening. They're not throwing money into the market every month. They're not doing that. But if you buy a home, you are building equity, and and ideally over time, historically over time, that home's value will continue to go up.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are really all tremendous points, and it's important to understand that as the market changes. Like, for instance, as you brought up, Aldo, if interest rates do come down to a number that gets people excited, guess what? You're not the only one waiting.
Right.
and that's going to impact pricing. It's going to go up even more because of supply and demand. That's what's
Right.
going to happen. So if you're waiting for interest rates, maybe it's better to buy now and when interest rates do come down and everybody else's prices are up, then you can just refinance then. And then
So
you
do
get
you-
back to both.
Do
best
you
of
think
both
that
worlds.
goes for sellers too? Like sellers who
Yeah.
are sitting on the fence to sell because they really want to, but they've got that great rate. What's going to get them off the fence?
Yeah.
It's getting their equity to come over.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what they have to look at. It's how much of the equity that they're going to bring over. Are they downsizing or are they upgrading? Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So if they're upgrading, I mean, are you going to deny yourself of what you really want?
Yeah.
That's what they always said, right? Marry the house, date the rate.
Exactly right.
Because eventually, if the rate does come down, you can refinance, but you at least bought the house when it was significantly less.
Homes are still selling, though.
Yeah.
We're still selling. I mean, we're still selling homes. We're selling roughly 2,000 single-family homes a month right now, and have been for some time. That's not stopped. Nothing has stopped.
I remember my dad said one thing when I was growing up. He goes, "There's two industries that you'll never go broke in: housing and food.
Yeah.
Oh,
People
yeah.
are always need shelter,
Mhm.
and they always need
Need to
food.
eat.
There you go.
Right. So,
Yep.
Your dad was
they're
smart.
going to find a way. Right.
Yep.
They're going to find a way.
Yeah.
So because they need a roof over there, so one way or another.
But we still have like a shortage of houses, and we still have some long-term housing demand. It's there.
They say that we're gonna, we're at 2.5 million,
Right.
Which is an increase of roughly 42,000 residents that we still
Wow.
don't have housing for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've eaten up the gluttony of homes that caused the 2008 recession, and we just haven't made up for it.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, things that kind of stopped production,
Mhm.
and then builders wouldn't even build until you ordered for the longest time. Now they're
Right.
doing some spec, but
Not much.
not
yeah.
much, not
Yeah.
much. They don't want to, and I don't blame them. I understand it. They don't want to have a house sitting there with no owner in it. But the long-term housing demand. Okay, so if our market continues to grow population-wise, not as fast as it was,
No.
but we're still growing. We're still going in a positive where other markets are shrinking. That's happening around the country. There are other markets that are seeing some things, but we're still getting people moving here.
Do you know what markets those are?
some of the big cities back east are seeing some shrink.
Yeah,
Right.
Los Angeles, they still have an outflux, right? That's been our biggest feeder
Right.
into the Las Vegas market is the
Yep.
Los Angeles marketplace.
Yep.
Fortunately for us, 78% of our buyers that are looking back within rather than outside the
They're
community.
Stay within the
staying
market.
local, yeah.
Yeah, they're moving up or moving down, but they're staying right here. Yeah, because look, I've lived here over 30 years now, and I can tell you that I would never consider anywhere else anymore. I mean, just for a couple of reasons. Number one, I don't have to shovel snow. That's
Sure.
huge for me. But secondly is I don't have to pay state income tax, and I love that. It's like
Right.
when I moved here, I remember thinking to myself, "Geez, I just got myself a 12% raise, just because I moved here."
And I'm not super knowledgeable, but I've talked to people like in the Seattle area,
Oh yeah.
Minnesota area,
hmm
and they've got some really different tax structures, even on their and California too,
Yeah.
on their
Capital
investment
gains and the
capital gains.
and the luxury
And
taxes.
so people are moving here for avoiding those kind of situations as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Seattle, in particular, lately, Washington State imparted a new luxury tax on anybody making $1 million or something like
Right.
it, and they're all moving down here.
And our biggest natural disasters tipped over patio furniture. So I mean,
True. Very true.
Yeah.
right?
You get those dust devils, they
Yeah.
do. They come
We
by
do-
and
high
we
wind.
do have a regular layer of dust in our homes, but we can just wipe that up. Yeah.
Yeah, I could go for a little bit more flash flooding.
That would be
we haven't
nice.
Had since
That
the
would be
90s,
nice.
But yeah,
yeah, we don't have much in the way of hurricanes or tornadoes here. It just
No.
doesn't happen. It just
No.
doesn't happen to me.
But it
Which-
does feel like it's windier all the time lately.
That's just because we're getting older. Sin. It's the
think so?
same. It's the same.
You think
It feels
so?
like it's hotter too, but it's the same. It's just
Oh,
we're just getting
yeah.
older, we're getting
and I'm
crankier.
gonna go with this. This summer was worse than
It's
last.
hot, right?
Yeah,
Hot and
I see it on my
windy.
power bill.
Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah.
Hot and windy.
Okay, so let's talk about renting versus buying. Okay, so tell us what's going on with the rental market there a little bit, Aldo.
Well, what they say is that the average rent around the valley right now is going to about $2,000 a month, right? And there's about 10,400 units that are available for rent.
Wow,
Wow, that's a lot.
So
Is that a lot? It seems like a lot.
that's
that
a
seems
lot.
like a lot to me.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a
It's a
tremendous
lot.
number.
That's a lot of
Not
choices on the rental
technically
market.
empty,
Um,
or
ava-
technically.
that's technically empty. That's
Okay.
available, right? So that
Okay.
includes apartments, that includes residential properties, condos, townhomes, those things that are.
And I think rents have softened a bit since the advent of the pandemic. Since coming out of the pandemic, we've seen rents soft. They're not tumbling, but they're
No.
softened a little bit. But eventually they'll go back up again because that's what rents do. They always go up. But right now we are seeing that happen.
What do
and
you
it's
think?
supply and demand.
What do you think the reason?
Supply.
and
We're going to
demand.
supply. Yeah, supply and demand.
Remember all the construction that we saw too with apartment complexes and
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Huge number of apartments.
They were just
coming
going up
together,
everywhere.
Everywhere you looked, there was another apartment complex,
Right,
another one.
right.
Well, you had people moving in together and trying to save because they couldn't afford the rent. They were all out of work. The city got shut down. The state got shut down.
Overbuilt.
Well, it's not just that, but too, remember we also had BlackRock and Vanguard.
Yeah.
Those come into the marketplace and purchase an enormous number of rental properties.
Yep.
We have rent to own,
Right.
Yep.
right? These companies that came in that built in cadence communities
Right,
that
right.
are just rent to own.
Right.
Or not rent to own, they're
Right.
actually rental
Rental com-
homes.
Rental
Yeah,
home.
right,
Yeah,
right.
they're building out rental communities, all rental
So,
communities.
You
yeah.
remember I can't remember
We
back
didn't
in
have
the
that before.
back in the day when the market got really good and the apartment buildings then
Oh,
flipped them into
condo
condos,
conversions.
Condo conversions.
Do you
Oh,
think
boy.
we're going to see that?
I don't think so. No, I think that
I mean, if we have affordability issue
10,000
for purchasing,
You know what they
is that
should
an
do?
option?
And I've said this, I go, if they really wanted to fix kind of housing from a perspective,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have decent fourplex communities,
No, we
right?
don't.
All the fourplex communities are located in older Vegas, outside.
That's a great point.
In areas that if someone actually started developing fourplex communities, because I think the FHA maximum on those is $1,000,001.
Right.
Right. So you can get an entry level home buyer that wants to come in. This is someone trying to create generational wealth and get into the market. They buy one. You can use the income that it would generate from the other three as part of your income to
Yeah.
Right.
basically afford the $1,000,001. And the three could actually possibly pay for the one that you're living in.
I
Right.
love it.
And you hold on that, for 5, 6, 7
Let's
years.
do it.
And you got it.
Let's
Okay.
pool our money. Let's
There
do
we
it.
go. There
We
you go.
just
I
don't-
love that
we
idea.
don't have builders coming
Yeah.
into doing it. And build them without HOAs, just
Right.
drop them into a cul-de-sac, put 6
Yep.
of the
Right,
fourplexes
right,
in there
right.
with one entrance.
I love it. I
Yeah.
think it's a brilliant idea. It's so smart.
Just reading this, I was wondering if we're going to see some condo conversions because of affordability. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. How many times have you seen, I know it happens to me quite often, is people come from other markets asking about fourplexes in Vegas.
Oh, all
and
the
I have
time.
and I have to tell them, gee, they're not they're
It's
not
not California.
awesome. They're not where you want them to be necessarily. And there's a lot of vacancy and there's a lot of other issues that might come about with fourplexes here in Vegas because we don't have them where we want them to be.
No.
I love that idea, Aldo.
Because they're old, right? So
They're
the
very old.
fourplexes that we have are investor purchases.
Yes.
They're straight, but these are not, your entry level investors. These
Right.
are long-term investors
Yeah.
that have the capital to rehab them, refurnish them, and get them back up and going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
I think it is a wonderful idea. I mean, just the idea, and like you talk about entry level price points. This is where that comes from.
Well,
and I
I
think
know,
it's
so the
important.
builders are doing more townhomes, and so they really should look at that product as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, my first home was a townhome. I mean, that's a great way to get started in real estate. It's a brilliant way to start. It's not going to cost you nearly as much up front. It's a good way to build. You'll build some equity, and you'll get yourself in a position to buy that next home. When you have the twins, you get into the bigger home.
Good Lord.
I love saying that, and the girls always kind of clench.
Yeah,
It's
we
like,
are.
no.
We clinch a lot of things.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about sellers just a little bit. We've been talking about buyers a lot. Let's talk about sellers. Sellers. I think when you change, like I said, sellers market for the last 6-7 years, and now it becomes more neutral. Sellers maybe haven't adjusted yet.
Yeah, so when I'm looking at a seller, right, and they're wanting to move or do their next home, right, they're always so focused on the interest rates.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I hate even coming back to the interest rates.
They can't help it.
But here's the reality. So they're focused because they're sitting on a 2.5% interest loan,
Right.
maybe 3, at the most, or 3.25. Well, I always say, well, let's go look at some new homes because some of the builders are offering these lower interest rates, and with the equity position that they have in their home and they transfer it to a new home, then they're still going to be able to, maybe not the 2.5-3% that they had, but hey, 3.99, 4%, 4.99.
Yeah.
Right.
Something that's actually palatable.
It's better
Yeah.
than
And because of the
yeah.
equity, they can buy it down. The payment's probably the same or maybe even a little less.
Exactly. And now they get what they want, right? They
Yeah.
wanted to move, they wanted change, they get new, more energy efficient homes, right? Then they get to build their next level of home life.
What do you
and open up a property for the market.
What
Yeah.
about the seller that is on the market? They're competing with the new homes. What are you telling them to do price wise? Are you telling them
Well, you
to
can't-
offer any incentives?
They
or-
can't compete with the new home, right?
Yeah.
Let's go there first, right? So how much are you going to spend to buy down the rate? You just got to get the house priced properly.
Yeah.
And if your house looks amazing and it's well maintained and it is turnkey so that the buyer is not going to have to invest a whole lot of money in it, it's going to sell.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen so much movement in the million and above price point,
Right.
right? That it's almost like luxury is taking off. The challenge for us is when we get in that 750 to 5 range,
Yeah.
right? That's the sticking point right now.
Yeah.
Because
And there's a lot of homes in that range.